Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. It's Saturday morning. There's nothing else to do. What better than to have a little chat about everything going on at West Ham? There's only two men that were going to come on this morning. You know who they are. Andy, to start off with his very glamorous background. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Like what your dad just put in the chat. Happy bank holiday weekend.
Okay.
And for me, I mentioned to you off air, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I love this bank holiday weekend. I love the Stoke. I'm watching it at the minute. I absolutely love the Stoke.
So am I.
Well, there we go. And of course, Mike is joining us. Mike, you all right, mate?
Yeah, great, mate. Yeah, talk about bank holiday weekend of sport. Thursday night, the football. Cricket yesterday. Going to watch Wincanton today. Watching the snooker. I mean, trouble is I'm a sports nut. I love every sport going. So yeah. What the missus? She knows it. She's gone out for a coffee.
And she'll be back on Monday night.
Yeah, no, we got to go babysitting tonight, mate. So
yeah. All right, then. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Sharky, hope you are well. Right, before we get into anything, I mean, we haven't just got Andy Miles on, Steve. We've got like Sky Sports man Andy Miles on. I tell you what, if anyone saw that was very good. Andy, what was it like?
Mate, I was feeling up to it. I was like, oh, it's going to be nothing. It will be like one question. And obviously, people who watched it, it went on for a good 4 minutes or whatever. And obviously, having Robert Banks there as well, the huge admirer of. If anyone, I think probably Mike's probably read him as well. Like Jake, even for you, it would be good. He's a great West Ham author. So anyone go and get his books as well. He was top. But no, everything went all right apart from me saying we're going to win 3-0. But the best bit was the bloke at the end, because I didn't realise it, because my mum recorded it and I watched it back. Yeah. And he managed to mention Bell and Dawson and Andy mentioning the Cockney and the Iniesta. So I thought, so that was really good. So, but no, they've got my number and they said if they need me, they will come calling. So I'm expecting the paycheck. No, I'm joking.
He's made it.
Well,
He's made it.
He has.
The thing is, I saw him straight after it happened. You see, I bumped into him just after it happened, and he's still floating around in the sky somewhere, I think. But great stuff.
I was like,
no, it's great, mate. Well done. Brilliant.
Let's just touch on first tonight, because obviously you two are about 10 seats away from each other. Mike, what did you make of it, mate?
Yeah, it was just such a shame because, got there early, great build-up. I mean, the atmosphere around the ground there was just, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, everyone's just singing all the way around the ground, and we went for a beer beforehand, and, it was all West Ham fans in there. I mean, it was great. And then 56 seconds in, they absolutely weed on our chips, didn't they? Yeah. It was a shame because I think the atmosphere would have been absolutely superb throughout the game if we hadn't conceded that goal. But we did, and we had to get on with it. And the crowd did their best. It was hard. I mean, I felt it as well. You know what I'm like? I'm going to be one of the loudest ones there. I'm singing and shouting the whole game. But, I mean, even me at times, I was, come on, Mike, come on, let's get this going, And it was difficult because they frustrated us. Yeah. That was a problem. And it was hard. It was hard to take. Yeah. But, hey, I'm still optimistic, mate. I really am, because I know that we created so many chances in that game. And we can get out there and do the same again. And hopefully we'll have a bit of luck this time.
Fingers crossed. Andy, when the goal went in, was the feeling in the ground, right, come on, let's go and let's get the atmosphere up and let's go and get a second?
To be honest, mate, after the Seville game, I was like, we've really set a high bar. Leon wasn't so great, and and Thursday wasn't either. Like once that goal went in, it reminded me of the Burnley at home game. That's what it reminded me of. And that's no disrespect, but the amount of people I know, and sorry, I might go on a bit of a rant, is a few people have been done, and I've got a huge respect for the club, of selling their tickets for ridiculous money.
Yeah.
And the club has caught so many people so far. And a few people have like ranted. And you can tell that there were so many touristy people. Mike, you can probably vouch for it as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a special occasion, but it's just wrong. And that's my little rant for the morning. I think that's what killed it. The Sevilla game, proper West Ham.
Yeah.
The last two haven't been.
Yeah, it's a
I
shame.
agree with that totally. Yeah, I had, like in front of me, where I sit, Andy. Obviously, just that row in front of me usually is touristy anyway. I mean, everyone else around us I know because I've been sitting next to them for years. And the same people, and they're all good proper West Ham fans. But that row in front of me, and and then a couple more down, I thought to myself, no, I wouldn't have sold that ticket for £500.
No.
And there's no way I would have done. Honestly, that memories like that, that can be made on a night like that, you can't buy that. You cannot buy that. I remember
Such
for the
a
playoff
shame.
final, I had to spend a lot of money for my tickets for the for the Blackpool game, but I didn't care because it was, well, your dad will tell you he was there with me, but I mean, I don't know how people sell a ticket for a game like that. I really don't. I know everyone might not be as well off as me, but I'm not brilliantly well off, but I'd still spend my last pound on that, going to that game.
Yeah. Right then, let's bring on another guy that was also there. I got no idea where he is. Is he like in some mountain in Scotland or something?
Peach weren't there. Oh, it's Anton.
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 How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, right, mate.
You're right, mate.
Listen, I'm sitting in a supporters club, got the whole family having a right bevy, and I look up and I'm like, who's that big handsome chappy looking right down on me? And it's Big Milesy. It's on Sky Sports. And I've taken a picture and I've sent it straight to him. I'm like, what are you doing, mate?
Mate, no, it was amazing when you sent me that picture as well, because obviously I turned my phone off. Yeah, great experience. And they've got my number now as well. So I think they're going to come calling every time, mate.
Yeah, good man. Good man.
Anton, from where you were sitting, what did you make of it on Thursday?
Listen, my experience was I loved it. I loved it for loads of different reasons. Like, it was the first time I got to take my little boy, 6-year-old boy Freddie, to his home game. He's been to away games, so that was his first home game. So I had that in my mind. My dad was there, which was really special for me because he's been a very fortunate West Ham fan. He's done the miles. He's done all the away games back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it was just an opportunity to get him there. So it was really weird. It was like 3 generations of West Ham fans watching this game, and for me, it was just about that occasion as well as hopefully West Ham getting through. But either way, we're still in the fight, and I saw enough in that game to go, we've still got something to give. And I mean, I think.
Oh,
hello, lost you, mate.
Oh, we've lost you. Your sound's gone. Oh, back again. You there?
Sorry, I'm saying
I
think Frankfurt, when they played football, knew how to get in behind our defence on the occasions that they did, because they were a decent footballing side. But they didn't know how to react when we went at them. And we were causing them bother when we went at them. So it really was just a case of, I think we hit the bar or the post 4 times in that game, was it? And so, if 1 or 2 of those chances has been converted, then we'd be going into the tie ahead, or at least equal. So I get it. I know the atmosphere was a bit edgy. I get it. It felt like that. It felt like that Leon as well, like you said, Milesy. I mean, I don't know what the right thing to do with tickets is, to be honest. I don't know what the right thing to do is, because you do have a loyal fan base that go week in and week out, but you've also got a loyal fan base who've got a lot of points that don't go but buy the tickets.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you eradicate the issues of doing it, because when I was talking to my dad on the way back, and the way how West Ham used to do it when he went to watch West Ham was you had to provide proof that you bought the ticket for the game, that like the game before, and the match day program. That was your justification for doing it. But back then, you couldn't just sell a match day program on eBay because eBay didn't exist. So you couldn't get a hold of it. So if you had that match day program, that was like the key element. And then that program must have been a token or whatever. So I don't know what the answer is to trying to eradicate that.
I think the way to do it is with the points thing is, like you said, you know what they do for the away games in Europa League for a couple is you have to collect the tickets. You get a voucher, you have to collect the tickets from the ground. I think that's the only way to stamp it out. It'll cost a lot of money, but the club's getting the money. They're not going to change. They don't care who goes. That's the problem.
You see, I think like in terms of like things like the atmosphere, though, I think that the club could definitely do stuff and take on board what other clubs are doing, which is having singing sections. That would definitely help. There's no ifs or buts about it. But I mean, listen, when you go away, I mean, you've all seen it when you go to the London Stadium and you see the European away teams. It's like they're in sync. It's like, I don't know if you noticed, but the Frankfurt fans, like when they were doing the flag and singing, the top tier said nothing, and then they were singing bounce.
Do you know how that works?
And then they went top tier, and then the bottom tier shut up, and the top tier were doing it, and I was like, this is like so in sync. It's brilliant. It's amazing.
Yeah. So they had two people at the front at the first tier. Don't watch the game. They don't watch the game.
They're just conducting the whole time.
And there's two at the top. That's how they've done it the whole game.
It's quality. It's really, and it does add to it. It does add to it. I mean, my son was mesmerised by the whole thing, and just when I think back to the game itself, just imagine that Bowen had converted that overhead kick. Like,
I know. I'll tell you what. I went and I solidly put my hands on my head for about a minute straight. I was like, how on earth has that not got in? How has that not got in on the underside of the bar, and B, how has that not hit the keeper coming back out and gone back in?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's take some comments. Andy is the TV star now. He needs to be booked a week in advance. Peter, morning. Hope you are well. Let's scroll down. Jane, hope you are well. Mandy says, hi everyone. Did you notice how they defended numbers all over the midfield? They had as many as 6 players around Johnson at times. They were very well drilled and they did their homework. And they are a better side away from home. They've only won 2 out of their last 12 at home. I think we're still in it, and that's the key thing. That's what me and Kieran discussed straight after the game, is that it's disappointing, but we were still in it. But anyway, Kieran, hope you were well. Hope you were well, my friend. I hope, Kieran, you've recovered from your 3 a.m. start to watch the game on Thursday or Friday morning, whenever it was. Let's see who else we've got in. Gary, hope you are hi. Hi, loads of people trying to get in behind you. I was too quick. How did they get through the checks at the front? What was the checks? Because they were checking tickets before you get onto the bridges, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was different. That was the difference, because obviously normally you just go for your security check, and then the only time that a ticket's checked is when you get to the turnstile. But this time they were checking people's tickets before you even got near the security. However, that was easy. You could easily got around that, no problem at all.
Just screenshot someone else's ticket.
Absolutely. If you really wanted to, that was what you could have done. Now, that doesn't mean you could have got in the stadium. It just meant you would have got close to the area. So we were in. I mean, we went through the gates. Sorry, I think it was about 6:30. Because I was with my dad and I wanted to make sure it took him time to get to his seat. And I've never saw it that busy so early.
Yeah.
And very quickly it became like quite like intense. Like a lot of people. So blatantly, a lot of people had got close to the stadium just to experience the atmosphere, even if they weren't getting in there. But it's. But
as well, because the DJ wasn't on the Heineken bar, because they kind of wanted to stop the congestion there, but people were just standing there singing anyway from videos I saw.
Oh God, yeah. I had to walk all the way through that and all the way round from my daughters, and oh my God, it took me ages. Absolutely,
it was electric though, wasn't it?
It was brilliant atmosphere, like I said. Yeah, the best I've seen sort of outside the ground before a game.
Yeah,
but
brilliant. But anyway, let's take some more comments. Peter says, Mandy, there were lots of occasions Lanzini went in to help him and the lift, them all in the wrong positions though it was really good play at times.
See, I would have brought Noble on. For the last 30 minutes, I would have brought Suchik off and brought Noble on, because Noble in the Chelsea game, he was outstanding. He just kept the ball. I got so much criticism when I said it, But now watching it back as well, I think he would have made the difference and kept the ball. Souček is great, but his ball retention's horrible. And then Noble would have sat there and allowed Declan Rice to go and express himself.
You could actually see a couple of times Rice. It was frustrated. I don't really know what I was trying to work out what he was actually frustrated at, but I mean, he just oozes utter. There was one occasion I think he lost the ball, and he does everything that you are taught as a kid. If you lose that ball, go and win that ball back. But he's one of the only players that I seem to feel like does that in the Premier League these days. It's like he's taken on board like the most simple rule: lose that ball, win it back. He literally wins it back all the time, and he was doing everything in that midfield. And like you said, Milesy, Souček was a bit, just a bit at the game.
I think for how technically good they were, and that's what we expect from a German team like that. They're all technically very good on the ball. They did give it away in the middle of the park 3 or 4 occasions, and we didn't make the most of it. And I think that's what Rice was frustrated about. I mean, we had 3 or 4 opportunities. If there'd have been someone a bit quicker and a bit more that was going to drive a bit, Souček slowed it down, or 4-0's lost it once, and someone else lost it another time. We had the chance to get up to drive at them again, and we didn't do it. I think we just got to change our tactics a little bit for the second leg.
Because Zuma wasn't quite there. So then I've never seen like this season Rice drop so deep on so many occasions. Rice was almost becoming the 5th man in that back line, which did leave us vulnerable in midfield because Souček at times was treading water. Lanzini was pushing up, which meant we were just getting overloaded in midfield.
I do find though sometimes that what I do love, and I've got to admit this, right? I love the fact that Zuma played and nobody said it. I love it. I love it. I actually love it. Like if I think back to the West Ham Network, our channel, and what we put out. So one day we put out Zuma to play ? The next day, Zuma Alessi to play ? And we always try and put a stipulation saying, listen, we don't really know, but we're taking on board what the media is telling us. But nobody thought Zuma was going to play. It's the ultimate smoke and mirrors from David Moyes. However, what I will say
I'm not going to lie, I actually said yesterday morning that he's going to play.
Yeah, because I think we were starting to get that kind of like. Did you see the BBC report, the interview, where he was smirking and he couldn't hide it. He was trying his best to hide it. And I think a lot of people then at that point were like, what, But I think for me, I was slightly worried, not worried, but. Dawson's been the kind of Zuma's a quality player. We know that. He's just coming back from injury, so getting thrown back in. So it's probably going to take them a game to get used to each other again.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the game. And now going into the second leg, I would feel even more confident that the two of them will hit that partnership again and bang, they'll do it. Because the 2 goals really were ball watching, weren't they? The defence were really ball watching.
But Mike, what would you change for the second leg, knowing what we're going to face now?
I thought it was great. Ben Rama come on, and I thought he was superb. To be fair, he gave us something different. But is that good to keep him up our sleeve again, to bring him on again, or do we need to go out there and hit him? I think we need to go out there and hit him early and get a go, we got to. We only need a 1-goal lead. Don't take us into extra time and penalties, and that would be absolutely. Well, I probably couldn't be able to watch that with my age now. But joking aside, I think Ben Rama in that little hole. I really do, because honestly, I think that is where we can exploit him. I think that's where we can exploit him. And then number 17, I can't remember his name now, the blonde-haired guy. He had so much room.
Road or something, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. He picked up the ball so many times. He just peeled off a little bit on the right-hand side most of the time and had so much space, and then pass the ball into the middle there.
He's their ball-carrying midfielder, though, isn't he?
He is, yeah. We need to shut him down a little bit more, and we need to just get someone in that little hole. And I think we caused some problems as it was. I think we can cause them even more. And just like I say, this time we need that bit of luck. Be really nice to frustrate him as long as we could, and then get the goal. Yeah.
Right then, let's fire through somebody's comments. Then comment of the day has got to go to your mum, Andy. Just had to shoo the pants away. Had to tell Andy he's busy on West Ham Unofficial at the moment. They're all at the door getting the pictures. They're knocking on the door. Can we speak to Andy? Can we speak to Andy?
Andy, can you send me a signed photograph, please, for Freddie?
Got my shirt as well.
Please,
Yeah.
mate.
Look, he's even had a shave as well. See, look.
A new
what he's
man.
done.
He's ready
I
to
look,
go.
I look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
Peter says Lanzini helped to break the situation down and left their players wondering what they were doing over there. See, between Lanzini and Fornals is when he made the sub, I would have personally took Fornals off and left Lanzini on to go for it a bit more, because to be fair, a lot of people said it on the show afterwards. That's one of the few games this season where I was a little bit disappointed from Fornals, if I'm honest. I thought his passing was quite sloppy. That's the one game, probably one out of the 2 games this year, I thought he wasn't quite up to what we know. But
see, the thing is, see, for me, when it comes to Fornals, it's like because he has done so well, especially this year. We all know, like, sometimes I feel like he's one of those players that you're a bit like, if you do take him off, there's a possibility that the 10 minutes that he's not playing, he probably would do something in. Yeah. And I think Moyes thinks like that when it comes to Fornals. Whereas Lanzini does get a bit tired because he is getting a bit older in terms of football terms, and he's bloody brilliant. And I thought Benrahma, I had a guy beside me and he was tearing Benrahma a new one. And every single time he said it, Benrahma done something really well.
Yeah.
So I turned round to him and I went, mate, carry on. Keep slagging him off.
Yeah, because he's doing brilliantly. Yeah.
He's actually playing really well. So he was laughing because it was actually it was so coincidental every time he said it. But I actually think Moyes might keep him up his sleeve, because I think that the impact of what when Frankfurt players are tired, and if you can get Benrahma up for it, you've got 2 good players here, Lanzini and Benrahma, that are capable of causing problems. One in the first. I think we've all said it. They both share that position, really, don't they? Or share something in the team.
Because I said to Kieran on the review there was an instant change in what we've seen from Benrahma, because the first time he got the ball, he got it and he was positive. He went to try and get past a man and he won a free kick. I thought, you know what, you look a bit better here, and that's not what we've seen in the last few months. Let's fire through these comments. Sean says foreign teams always been like that with support. Nothing new. A lot of English fans think it's hideous and not the English style. Gary says they should have given us all claret and blue flags to wave. To get up with there, about 3 million flags there in their away end. Friend says I love Johnson to bits, but I think he was struggling. Let's get you your guys' thoughts on that. Andy, we'll come to you. As we said on the review, I think the occasion got too much for Johnson, and it's shown that he's not an attacking fullback.
I was getting confused. I don't know about you guys, because at times, were we playing a back 5? Were we playing a back 4? I think they all look confused, because I've never seen Creswell so close to Zuma. Or was he told because Zuma's not 100% to get done? For me, Vladimir Sufal has to play next Thursday. He's got the European experience. He's a warrior, and I don't think he'll give anyone time on the ball like what Johnson did. And the couple of occasions when Johnson had the chance to cross the ball, he either tried to cut back on his left foot or was looking for a pass. With Vladimir Sufal, what did he get? 9 assists. Creswell got 10. Nowhere near the standard of last season. You just need to get 1 touch and whip it in. And that's where Souček comes alive. If you're going to play Sufal, you have to play Souček, because Souček will make them late runs in the box like he did in the Sevilla game. But yeah, like you said, you don't want to sit here and criticise the team. We're in the semi-final of Europa League, but when you're looking after every game, even when you win, you look at a negative or what we can improve on. But yeah, for me, I sort of comment what Sean said as well. Noble has to play next week, even if it's for an hour. I wouldn't play Lanzini next week. I'll put Noble, Rice, and Souček in there as a 3. Have Noble a little bit deeper and allow him Rice and Souček to get onto him. That's my opinion. People may think, but like you said, like a bum, everyone's got one.
Exactly. Exactly. Diop leaving in the summer. We're going to talk about Diop in just a second because that seems to have rejuvenated again, but we'll get onto that in a second. Let's scroll down. Troy says Souček's ball retention was good when he joined. Andy won twice the amount of headers. I think fans are beginning to see, like, struggle to see what he's bringing to the team. Yes, he runs the most in the Premier League and this and that, but it's not nowhere near as effective as it was last year. He's not scoring as many goals, and I know some of that was because early on in the season Royce was pushing forward more than he was. But I just feel that everything's caught up with him this season, and he's been nowhere near what we saw last season. But
I kind of think when it comes to Souček personally, that I know I've heard stories and read stories and stuff, but I really don't believe. I think Souček will be a West Ham player next year. I think that if, as long as Rice stays, which I think he will, at least for the time being, that Souček will have learned to adjust to this new role that he's potentially going to play. And now, it depends on what West Ham business we do in the summer. If we bring someone in that can, Moyes has said and stated all along, like, I'll try and bring in players that can be better than the players we've got. So if I find someone that's better than Souček, he's not saying that out loud, but he's saying that I'll bring them in if they're going to, be that player. But I don't doubt for a second. Honestly, yeah.
You love him, Andy.
Milesy, there was a guy, Dan Fandangos, and right from the start, he was never linked to us at the start, but he said, if there's one player I'd love West Ham to bring in, it's James Ward-Prowse, man, years ago. And at the time I was like, yeah, he looks all right, but he's really grown as a player, and he really grown as a player.
Mike, do you think that in the next couple of years we'll look to try and get a challenger or at least a replacement?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Souček, when he doesn't play, we do miss him. It's weird, isn't it, really? I mean, people keep slagging him off, but something Andy said a minute ago, and I totally agree. He makes those runs into the box, but you need someone that's going to find him. And Johnson hasn't been doing that. And for me, Soufal starts this next game because we've got to go for it. We need to win the game, full stop, to go through by whichever way it happens. So I don't know. I mean, you go back to the game where he scored the header in Europe. I mean, we wouldn't be there probably if it wasn't for him. Full stop. I think people got to remember, first season in the league, I mean, people don't really know what you're about. It's his second season. Teams have looked at him. You know what I mean? They've seen what he does. It's a little bit harder. I'd keep him for sure. I'd keep him for sure. I think he gives us something.
Yeah,
he gives us something. It's just a shame, we get the ball in midfield and he's got it, and he just hasn't got that pace to get away to make a forward pass. But he plays to his limitations. He knows he's got it. He can't break away, so he has to find a little ball back inside or ball backwards. But for me, I keep him. I think he's done a decent job for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Jakey boy, I need to head, mate. Milesy and Mike, good to see you, lads.
Cheers, Anton.
See you, Anton.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate.
Take it easy.
See you later, buddy.
Bye. Bye-bye. Brownie, all right, lads. Hope you're all well. And it's all to play for in a second leg. Good luck to West Ham for a Cardiff fan. Thank you very much. Fremmer says Souček looks spent, like that one colleague at work who always comes in like he's been up all night. He just does look like he's huffing and puffing, but he does keep going. Sean says, I feel for Souček, harsh to criticise him. If Royce's baby in the centre back, it's far too much for one man to do versus a three-man midfield which Frankfurt played. It's not just a Frankfurt game though, Sean. He's not been up to the standard that he was last season, all of this season. Some people may say it's harsh, but I think it's a fact. And maybe it's just caught up with him, whatever reason it is.
Oh, sorry, Jake. Yeah, like what you said, if we got James Ward-Prowse, can you imagine that as a free? We could change our system and have Rice, Souček and James as a free, and we can play like, not saying we would be as good as a Liverpool or Man City, but that's what they play. They play three midfield and two wide men and the striker. And if we get that, or even Calvin Phillips would do the job as well. Yeah, someone English, solid, and you could get the chance.
The only issue with Calvin Phillips, I'll bring this to you, Mike, is that he seems very injury prone.
Yeah, he does. I mean, some players do have one or two, have a bad season for injuries, don't they? look at Antonio. Everyone was saying, he's not going to last the season. You know what I mean? He struggles with his hammies and blah, blah, blah. I mean, most players will have one season where they pick up a lot of injuries and they can't shake them off. They maybe come back a bit early. They aggravate it. You know, I mean, hopefully, I'd like him. I'd like Phillips. I really would. I'd like to think we have a chance of getting him, but Ward-Prowse as well. I mean, he would add something to us, especially.
Would you pay 60 million for him, Mike? Would you pay 60 million for James?
I personally would.
Yeah,
me
so
too.
Yeah, I personally would, because I think he would just be that, extra peg that we need.
Like the deliveries. Obviously, he scores free kicks, but can you imagine Zuma, Dawson, all them players attacking the ball, what he can deliver.
Yeah. For what we got in the box is capable of, finishing it off. That's what we need, isn't it? That is exactly what we need.
I'm giving Gatesy a plug, by the way, because I watched his show this morning. There is rumours about James Ward-Prowse. That's where I've been admiring for years. But I mean,
definitely.
like you say, you got a free kick just outside the box. It's it's a sort of 6 or 7 chance out of 10 that it's going to go in.
We even talked about what we were meant to talk about. We spent 30 minutes talking about it. It's always unscripted, isn't it?
It is.
That's me rambling. Sorry.
No, it's not.
It's been like, I think Jake just don't want to admit it.
It says Super David Moyes, Diop and all that, but we haven't even talked about David Moyes yet. We've gone for half hour. But Sharky's putting in some lovely emojis. Dawson, the logo and the Iron Channel. You can use them by clicking the link that's in the chat now to become a channel member for $2.99 and $4.99 a month. Let's fire through these comments then. Question for Andy: will you still be visiting Somerset in July, or are Sky telling you no?
Well, I'm definitely coming now because Mike and Tom are coming out as well on the Friday night. So that's definitely a reason. We're going to have a few, just a little tiny bevy, just a couple.
Yeah, just
a little one.
Just
a little one. Mike's paying. Sean says second leg is the game for Noble. Just make him sit, let Rice go and play and control the game. If it's a back four, it has to be for 100% of fit players, whoever they are. Troj says, I think we need more of a blend and one young player who is nippy who would help. Remember when Chester's come on as a sub at the end of one game and made 4 tackles in 1 minute, 4 tackles in 10 minutes. Moyes just isn't going to do that though, is he? It's a good shout, but it's just not going to happen. Can Soufal play twice in 4 days? Well, can he play Arsenal and
Fredericks will play tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Sorry, I think Fredericks will play tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't oppose for that, because Arsenal have got a bit of pace, and so's Fredericks. We know his defensive abilities isn't as good, but it's not atrocious. It's not Masuaku's level. He still can defend. It's got Fredericks written all over it, that game.
To be honest, he's been very unlucky the last 2 years, because he hit the ground running the start of last season, then got injured, then Soufal come in, and there's only been probably 2 or 3 occasions where I've gone, Corey's had a stinker. Any other time where he's brought him on, or he started, he's actually done okay, including a couple in Europa League.
Yeah, agree. Man United in the cup, that's where he got injured, wasn't it? He went down over that bloody stupid great big slope they got on the side of their pitch.
Flipping Old Trafford, we should have sued them for that. They got plenty of money.
Yeah, and what with Matic, injuring Soufal as well.
They're a mad lot out there. Kieran says the positive is we made enough chances to win the game and we were poor. We can win at that indeed. Gianpaolo, I hope I've said your name right. I wish that I had a qualification against Frankfurt, but it is necessary to play better. Indeed. Thank you very much. Trosh says wanted Ward-Prowse when he was out of form, and they was rumoured wanted to sell. Here they come. They're coming. Here they come. Look, Rice to Chelsea loading. Yeah, right. You haven't even got an owner, mate. You haven't even got an owner. Troj says, I guess his price is now double, same as Nunes. We're always too
I don't
late.
think so. I think he signed that new deal in this summer to put a release clause in, and I think it's 60 million. That's all they've done. It'll be the same when Rice signed. Rice will sign a new deal, and he'll have a release clause. It's the way the club's guaranteed money, and obviously with the current situation. And I don't care what anyone says. If we offered Southampton, they've done it with Van Dijk, they've done it with Mane.
Yeah, they have.
Not Bertrand. Who was the other one who they sold for a lot of money? Wayne Bridge years ago. Sorry, Wayne Bridge. I was thinking of another left back. That's how long ago. They sell. They're a selling
They
club.
do sell.
Yeah. Klein. That was it.
That's it, Klein. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are a selling club. Put the money on the table. They're going to take it. Peter says Ben Rama's first half, Lanzini's second half. We tried it myself with Johnson on the left hand side. Defence in place of Creswell. Trev Chu, hope you are morning. All couple of things we need is pace on the flanks and supportive energy for Rice in central midfield. I agree, and it's shown Thursday night purely and solely that Creswell's coming to the end. And Johnson can't attack, and that's what we need. We need attacking fullbacks, and that's what we didn't have on Thursday night. Global Chelsea can't buy a bag of rice. Oh dear. Sean says Ward-Prowse also linked to my club. My take for us, he's not a top 4 level player, or he'd have left by now. Biggest issue, he's a mid-table player from open play. That's why he's still there. Oh well, you keep your Harry Winks in midfield then, Sean. Keep your Harry Winks. Wink, 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 all day, every day. Yeah, Mike Dean's the ref for tomorrow. Woo!
But did you see the breaking news about the other referees this week?
No.
So obviously, Mike Dean's retiring.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Same as Jonathan Moss and Martin Atkinson. They're retiring at the end.
Are they?
They're both retiring at the end of the season as well.
Oh, a new generation of referees. John Moss is off, Mike Dean's off, Martin Atkinson.
We'll have 3 more Stuart Atwells.
Sean says 50 million plus. I'm not sure a Europa level club can lure him. Champions League will help, but it's a sort of player West Ham have to go for ambition, gut feeling. Player and Saints say no. He is retiring at the end of the season in terms of Mike Dean. No one's paying 60 million for Ward-Prowse, says Sean. Maybe not. 30 to 35, 60 mil is overpaying. Sean says Ward-Prowse will want a big move, if any at all. White Roulette says Frankfurt are going to be stronger in the second leg. Their top centre back, even something, was suspended for the first game. Got a massive uphill battle now. I don't know. I don't know whether I've been baited there or not. I don't know, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sucha to get another dodgy red card. Could you imagine? Go ballistic. Go absolutely ballistic. Uriah Rennie coming out of retirement. I've got no idea who that is, but
yeah.
Anyway. Or Jeff Winter.
Yeah.
You seen him now, Mike?
No.
Him the other day, mate. Literally, I think you need about 6 armchairs for him. He's massive.
Is he?
He is massive. Right, then let's talk about Issa Diop then. So Man United have come out of their nest, according to many reports. That Manchester United have joined the race to sign West Ham defender Issa Diop in the summer. The Hammers will demand a £15 million fee for the 25-year-old whose contract runs out in the end of the summer of 2023. We know that's probably adding to the Lyons and the Monacos, who are also linked with Issa Diop. I mean, they paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is on par with Issa Diop. What do you make of that, Mike?
Mate, honestly, I feel sorry for Diop, because when he's come in, I know he had that couple of dodgy games. I mean, the worst one was the cup game, wasn't it? In the FA Cup game. I mean, he was ropey in that game, but he came back and he played really well. And I think there's a player in the guy. But hey, you know, if we think we can get someone better in, I've not got a problem at all.
Yeah.
But we got to find someone better, and that's not going to be easy, because he's got Premier League experience. Now, I know he's been a little bit up and down with his form, but I just think there's a player in the guy, and I'd want to persevere with him, to be totally honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Just before we go to our channel sponsors, let's have a bit of entertainment before we go. Right then. So it's the last day. I'm not getting paid to say this. It's the last day of the McDonald's 30 plays for 30 play. Mike, tap the screen. What are we going for? Just tap the screen. What are we going to get today? Bosh. There we go. Bosh.
There
Is
you
it
go.
going to work? Here we go. Off we got. 99p Big Mac. We'll have that. There we go. That's tea sorted. No, well done, Mike.
Yeah, there you go.
Well done, Mike. 99p Big Mac. Diop over Maguire every day. Absolutely every day.
Yeah.
And anything you'd like to add to that?
See, I'm a huge fan of Diop, and as Kent says it, and I agree with him. I think he's he had the potential to be a Rolls Royce of a centre back. And I think when he's got that solid partnership, he's not going to play in front of Dawson, but when he plays right centre back, I think he is at that level. And when he played with Bonner, when Bonner was out, when them two were playing as well, when Zoom was, he did okay. But if Diop is up for sale, this just means James Tarkowski's coming in. And if you could say that we potentially next season starting with Dawson, Tarkowski, Bonner, and Zuma as 4 centre backs, I think that's probably up there with what 4. If you combine them, probably in the top 5 in the Premier League. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Together.
He's very good, very good. Right then, Dad's claimed the Big Mac. Yeah, you can have that. The McSpicy's back. That's what I'm having. A good old McSpicy after the football this afternoon. See, this is a good shout. Sean says the player West Ham should go for is Conor Gallagher. I see Chelsea cashing in the sort of money I see. The sort of move I see the player wanting. The clubs will do business. Great signing, but I think they might try and keep him now. I know they're a selling youth club, but Kante and Jorginho are almost coming to the end, and I think that would just be perfect for him to just come in just as they're kind of sizzling out towards the end of their career. But if we could sign him, Rice and Gallagher in midfield.
Sounds like an Oasis band.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Sharky says Alan at Everton signing. When he signed, I thought that's a class signing, but he hasn't really done anything.
He's getting on a bit though, isn't he? Is he like 30,
he's getting on
now?
Yeah.
Good player though. I agree, Sharky. He's a good player.
But Everton have had a lot of those sort of players, haven't they? Where you thought, cool, they've made a good signing there, and they just really turned into it. Yeah.
Noble going. Decore would be a good backup to have.
Yeah.
Because they're going down. They're going down.
They are going down.
They are indeed. Right then, what we're going to do is finish off with just talking about David Moyes. There's been a lot of negativity after the game on Thursday night. Anything you'd like to say about Super David Moyes before we go, Mike?
Mate, I mean, he's taken us from a team that is struggling to stay up in 2 seasons to a team that is competing in the Europa League semi-final. I mean, I think he's done a terrific job, full stop. And when we got him back, I was one of the few. You ask my lads, they'll all say, what are we doing getting him back? And I said, no, this is what we need. A guy who can stabilise West Ham again.
Yeah.
And we haven't been stabilised for many, many years. I've been following this team, and even when we won FA Cups, we was up and down, down into the 2nd division in those days. I just happy to see us stabilised at the moment. And he's done more than that. He's given us a chance. We've been nearly getting in the Champions League for 2 seasons in a row. We've had a shout at it. I mean, to make that progress in that short amount of time, really, I just think he's done a phenomenal job. He's got a great backroom team with him. I really like the guys he's got there with him. They really help him out. And I think the players just listen to what he says and they get on with it. And you can see that on the pitch. We've become so much more organised. It's unbelievable. And I just hope, some of these people, some of the comments I just can't believe. I just shake my head at, mate. I really do. I've got nothing but admiration for the bloke so far, and long may he keep it up.
Long may he keep it up. And anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I think, don't get me wrong, he's like anyone. He's not, even Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp gets the substitutions wrong sometimes, or the team. Yeah. And the fact that whenever he's made a mistake, he's come out and said it, or he's took the pressure off the players. He's a very old school manager, and there's not many of him around. The only one I can think close to the old school style was probably Steve Bruce, and Steve Bruce is in the Premier League now, are all this fast attacking football, and we've still got one of the old school. But the thing is, what I'm more worried about, obviously Moyes is here to stay, is if one of our coaching staff leave. That's what more worrying. For Stuart Pearce, if a club comes in for Stuart Pearce or Nevin or McKinley, I think we'll be in a lot of trouble. So I think that, and Nolan even, I think Nolan. Very good, very good part, and the likelihood of Noble joining that staff as well, I think that can only make us better.
Yeah, that's a very good shout, because you can see clearly that all of the backroom staff there, the recognisable ones, the Nolan, the McGinley, the Nevin, the Pierce, they all add something to it for us to become what we are. And we can't be letting any of them go. And Moyes, we trust. Super David Moyes. Troy says £150 million transfer budget gets you 75 Dawsons. Dawson, £50 million defender now. What a guy. Fremer says, my biggest worry for this season, or any, is that if we don't get Europa League, a big portion of West Ham fans will get on his back, even though we worked magic with the club for the last 2 years. Well, if they do, well, I'm not listening to them then.
See, I would still take conference. Like, I would love to win Europa League, but if we finish 7th in the conference, that's a great competition, exploring new countries.
Yeah,
and if you win that, you win Europa League as well. So it's like you're getting a double bite as well. So
yeah.
Exactly, and we've probably got a lot better chance of winning that as well, to be totally honest. And you could probably also gamble a bit and bring a few more of the youngsters in for those games.
Yeah,
of course, absolutely,
definitely. What are you trying to imply, Sharky? Some younger fans may well do that. I'm only joking. Yeah, probably. Troy says we need to scout players like we did for him, qualities, and not sign out form players in the public eye. But maybe we need to start doing that. We need to start putting the intent out on signing these.
Lewis Potter's the one to get.
Lewis Potter.
Lewis Potter. As Vlasic, I think will come good next season. The same as any other player for a foreigner. You need to give them time. Pablo Fornals was okay-ish in his first year when he signed. Look at him now. I just feel positive. I'm really positive, and Moyes we trust.
100%. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. Before we go, check out our channel sponsors, SIM Carver & Son, by clicking the link in the descriptions down below. We'll be back in 25 seconds. And the challenge is for Andy and Mike is you need to think of a question to ask each other. Football or non-football related. See you in 20 seconds. Please check out our channel sponsors here on West Ham Official, SRM Carver & Son. SRM Carver & Son provide crushing, screening and aggregate recycling services across southern England. You can check out SRM Carver & Son and more information by clicking the link in the description down below. Once again, a fantastic and a huge thank you to SRM Carver & Son for sponsoring West Ham Official, and come on your Irons. Mike, to Andy then.
Right, that's a question for you.
Oh.
Now, there's going to be a West Ham related.
Mine isn't. I've already done
Okay. If we could bring any player back for this game, right, that we had in the past, any player, and he'd be 26, that age or whatever he was when he was playing, for this second leg, who would you bring back?
Dean Ashton.
I'll tell you what, that's mind reading. I said that. In my mind, I went Dean Ashton.
Yeah. Decent show. Yeah.
Or Paolo. If you need someone to unlock the door.
Yeah.
Paolo, but Dean Ashton for me. Prime Dean Ashton.
Tell you what, great minds think alike, Andy. Right, to you then, Mike. Andy to Mike.
So, Mike, I went out for a curry again last night.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. What is your starters and main when you go for a curry?
Well, for starters,
not a question. Well, it's a question. It's sort of a question, isn't it?
It is a question.
Yeah, I love a curry, mate. I absolutely love a curry, but I just love the poppadoms for the, you know. Yeah, I absolutely love the stuff. I mean, I could stick loads of that flipping mango chutney and the you know the green salad stuff on it. I just love that. Honestly, that is, and I'd have about 4 poppadoms, you know, and fill them up and then get them in curry, and I'm probably full up by then. But I mean, joking aside, I'm a Madras man, mate. I'm a lamb Madras. Yeah,
Madras. What did I have? I had poppadoms, obviously, to start.
Yeah.
I had chicken tikka starter with a bit of salad.
Oh yeah.
Wet the mango chutney and everything on.
Yeah.
And I had a lamb tikka jalfrezi last night.
Yeah.
Mushroom rice.
Oh look, yeah.
Yeah, onion bhaji and a keema naan. I went all in.
Lovely.
Sorry.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the keema naan.
Calling, we're going all out here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty good, mate.
And 3 pints of Cobra.
I was going to say, it have to be a kingfisher or a cobra. That's my afters, mate. That's my sweet.
That is the only place, and that's why Andy's drinking Diet Coke this morning and not.
And when you have a nice hot madras, you need a kingfisher or a cobra to wash it down.
See, I love a madras, but the Joe Fraser, you get more of the peppers. So, like,
yeah. No, I don't mind a Joe Fraser. Yeah,
you two could do a curry show. I'm just going to go. You two talk about curries for half hour.
Oh, he's gone. You've offended him.
He did like that. He did like that. Let's take some of your comments. Right, from Mike's question then. Billy Bonds, Rio Ferdinand, Alvin Martin.
Oh, good shout.
There we go. Garlic naan. Brownie says, I also had a curry last night, but when I'm in the UK, my starters onion bhajis, main is chicken madras. Yeah, I'm not a fan of heat, to be honest. I like, I'm a bit.
So you don't like fajitas, or don't you mind it?
Or fajitas, yeah, I love a good fajita. Yeah. Mike's gone for a curry. Kieran says City Spice in Brick Lane is the place to go, apparently. So there we go. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Mike, wherever he's gone. He just didn't like my comment about the curries, I think. And he's like,
his phone's died, bless him.
Yeah, probably. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe. Andy, thank you very much, mate.
You're welcome. Positive results, for positive thoughts. Like you said, I know we're focusing on Thursday because I'm not going to be around for your preview for the Arsenal game. But if we play like we did at Chelsea, we've got a chance.
Indeed. Let's hope so. Cheers all. Mike has gone for a curry. He has indeed. Yeah. Maybe Mike's on a diet and he couldn't think about curry anymore. He just went, leave. 7 p.m. for the Arsenal preview. Join us live here tonight on West Ham Unofficial. Come on, you Irons, and we'll catch you then. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.